The following are the types of taxes in Kenya. 1 is the income tax. 2 is the excise duty tax. 3, value added tax or VAT as commonly known. 4, we have a capital gain tax. 5, we have rental income tax. And finally, we have agency tax. And now we are going to look into each and every one of these types of tax. And I'm going to talk first income tax. And when I talk of income tax, it affects us in 2 ways. You can talk of individual tax, income tax, actually individual income tax, or even corporate income tax. When we talk of individual tax, let's say you have earned wages, you have earned salaries, or even other source of income that you could be having. Here we talk of that type of tax under income tax that goes for individuals called pay as you earn, and it is usually progressive, meaning kuanzia pale chini. And in Kenya we talk of I think the minimum is around any amount is taxable, but ukiweka ile personal relief of 2,400 that you enjoy on every month, unapatanga I think around up to 25,000. That's when it becomes taxable. Actually, that's when unapatanga personal relief ukiwa na the taxable the tax for that amount, unapatanga hapo ndio unaanza kuchajiwa. So you find the first is PAYE that goes for individuals, and it is paid on monthly basis, and also it's usually actually submitted by 9 of every month, and failure to which there is a penalty of around 9,000 that is charged to your employer. So it, being in business, that's something that you should register for, and also you should ensure that you don't cross the timeline. And then if now this one is for the individuals, now the people that are enjoying, they are employed. Now when we talk of corporates, they are usually zinakuwa mara mbili. Kuna zile residential corporates or even companies, and kuna zile na residential. So for residential or corporate or even a company, the rate is 30% of all your income. Shaondoa zile vitu tunaitanga allowable expenditure or even expenses that an organization has. If it is for non-resident corporate, we go for that 7.5%. So you find ni kama zile vitu ambazo nilikuwa naelezea kwamba like there are benefits. If you are residential, the tax bracket is below, na hii ingine juu ya non-residential companies. So the next kuna sasa ingine hawa ni mahasra watu wa jua kali, and so we have talked about when you wameajiriwa, pengine you are a company. Now the next form of type of a tax is a turnover tax. Hii turnover tax is usually charged on those people with businesses, and initially it was if you are generating sales of 1 million to 50 million, but according to the Finance Act of 2023 that is currently operating, iliweza kureduciwa. Initially it was 1% na saa hii 1.5%. So and then it can reduce, like the maximum you can make sales is 25 million. So kama wewe ni jua kali and you make sales on daily basis, so this is where you are going to pay tax. And we say one of the things tuliongea about principles of taxation is that lazima kila mtu kulingana na uwezo wako unalipa. So this turnover tax, it goes for 1.5% per annum. So unachukua all the sales you have done for the whole year, then unapiga na 1.5, and then that amount you pay as a tax. Na hii hakuna kuenjoy hizo taxable, hizo allowable expenses, hapana, because tunachukuanga ni mara moja, and then you just take, like, tuna assume the sales you have made, then we do the 5%, 1.5%, then we pay that as tax. So hata watu wa jua kali bado wako they are tax nowadays. So VAT, this is an agency tax ambayo people collect on behalf of the government. So unapatanga umeenda super, unataka actually this is before actually defining VAT ni tax ambayo inaongezwa on the goods and services in a given country. Let's say maziwa, kuna vitu perhaps let's say ida kuuza mkate, kuna those services. Pengine ushaenda kwa super ukafanya unapata you have expense 2000, but pale chini kwa receipt pale chini you find umeambiwa 16% ni VAT. So you find these are an extra tax that is charged on goods and services. So tuseme wewe uko in business and kwa mwaka you make sales of over 5 million, you are supposed to register for VAT. And that's in my previous definition of tax, it is compulsory. It's compulsory for you to make sure that you register for VAT. And when we talk of VAT, there is the standard rate which is 16%, ambayo mostly services and goods are charged for VAT. That's why if you are buying a phone, unapatanga saa zingine imeambiwa it is 30,000 plus VAT, or when you are negotiating for a contract unaulizwa who takes care of tax or the VAT. So you find the most standard is 16%. So when we talk of VAT, we have like 3 categories. One is the standard rate of 16%, whereby this 16% is mostly inakunga goods and services. That's why you find umeenda super unapata there is that 16% imeongezwa on given commodities. Then we have zero rated rate ambayo inakuwa a price for specific goods and services, mostly like imports. Na unapata venye nilikuwa nimeelezea kwamba hii huwa inasaidia to increase ama let's say perhaps the government want to push let's say importation services outside Kenya and all that. So you find we sometimes in a zero rate some goods and services you jaribu kuleta nje, then they are able to bring revenue to Kenya. Then the third way it's operated is government also stipulate like some goods and services. Let's say like in our previous thing kuna hizo za machines za cancer, they are usually exempted from taxation. So you find those three, the standard rate of 16%, then the zero rated, and also now the exempted. Although unapatanga ni ngumu sana for you to prove like some of these goods they need to be exempted from VAT. And also when it is being filed, VAT huwa inafiliwa by 20th of every month. So if you have collected, and I usually advise people, entrepreneurs or even business people, can you file your VAT returns by 5th? Ndio kama kuna any amendment by 20th ikifika, unapata you have already worked on that. Now this one is also type of an agency taxation. Unachukua on behalf ya serikali, sio unalipa. The supermarket inachukua on your behalf and then ina submit to the government. So this is also another type of agency tax. The next type of tax is excise duty. And talking about excise duty, this is a tax that is imposed on goods and services manufactured in Kenya or imported to Kenya. So hizi ni zile vitu kama tuseme excise duty happens actually, and if I mention some few areas like as it was in attract this like these services, we are talking of mineral water, we are talking of mobile transfer services, pombe and all that. And you find this one is usually paid by 20th of every month, and kuna huwa na penalty which is tunasemanga ni 5% or 10,000, whichever is higher. The next type of tax we are going to talk about is capital gains tax ama CGT. And this usually huwa inatokea wakati there is some transfer of property, na inaweza kuwa an individual or an organization. Let's say we are going to buy an organization, and then usually that transfer of property or some rights, that's where it is usually charged. Mostly when inaoka hata kama ni land tunanunua and all that. And usually it is usually the 15% of the net gain that you have enjoyed. So 15%, that's the rate that is in Kenya currently. The next type of tax we are going to talk about is the rental income tax. And this one affects kama wewe ni landlord and uko na tunyumba, na kwa mwaka unaweza sema I generate more than 280,000 to 15 million you are subject to this tax. So unapata initially it was 10% but ikashukishwa to 7.5% per annum, and also usually remitted by 20th period to which there is that penalty that you pay. So also it's also good because the tax act it states that you should declare, especially ukiwa kama wewe ni landlord and you earn more than 15 million by the end of the year, you realize lazima ukideclare your taxes, lazima other tax like other sources of income also you declare your rental income there. So the last type of tax is agency tax, and it comes from the word like agency, like you have been appointed by other collection areas, like we are collecting on behalf of other revenue collection areas. And in Kenya mostly we have two, whereby we have the stamp duty, and two, we have the betting tax. And I'm going to start with stamp duty. Stamp duty is that tax that is charged on sale of property, transfer, or even shares, or even shares and stock. So mostly the rates huwa zina vary. And you find kama ni mashamba, mostly unapata kama the Ministry of Lands ndio inafanya nini, ndio itaokota hapo. Yani KRA imeauthorize Ministry of Land iweze kufanya nini, kuokota on their behalf. So you find mostly they usually pay different. Let's say nini ingine pengine nauza shares, so you find pengine imearao NSE to collect on its behalf. So that's what is called agency tax. And then the other type of tax is under agency is that betting tax. Hii inakonga kwa wale ambao huwa wanaekelea kwa muhindi. Mostly unapatanga kama kuna konga na ile 20% kwa ile pesa ambayo umewekelea kama excess duty ambayo inaenda kwa gava. Ya pili tena ukishinda pengine the winnings unapata tena 15% wanachukua kama like gaining on the gaining that you have. Let's say umeshinda 1 million, 15% goes to the government. So wewe ukilipwa pale na watu wa betting companies, they will raise that 15%. And then pia kuna kwanga na nyingine 20%, although hii nayo inaendanga upande wa the betting company. So you find that being yani it's like the government have contracted, has enforced other people to collect on their behalf. So that's a form of agency tax.